art friends, welcome to today's how-to. Today we'll be learning how to draw Slurpee Sally from Daydream Critters. So first we're going to get started with the hair. On the left hand side, we're going to start at the point down here, curving this around and then back in. Let's move beside this now, arching this line down and then in towards the middle. And then again from that point, we're just going to curve this line out. Now from here, let's connect this together. So we're going to bring this line in, out, and we're going to arch this all the way back around and then down on the top. On the right, let's curve this back out on the side. And then from here, just arching this back around and in. Let's move down now and draw in our nose. So coming directly down in the center, we're going to curve this around and up in the middle. And then from that point again, we're just going to curve this line across. As we move up in the corner now on both sides for the nostrils, we're just going to draw in a small sesame seed shape. And then we'll just fill that part in black. Now let's move across again for the rest of the mouth, curving this line up. And then above this, we're going to draw in a small tooth, curving this around and then down, creating a small triangle. And then we're going to curve the top of the mouth by arching that out. Let's come underneath and draw in our eyes now. So from the inside of our nose here, we're going to arch this line up. And then on the side, we're just going to curve this line around and then in, closing off the right eye. Stepping further in for the pupil, we're just going to curve this line up. Now we're going to come across on the left, down from our nose on a diagonal, arching this line around and then in. On the inside, let's arch this line up. We'll do the same over on the left. And then where we have the small gap on the side, we're going to draw in the eyelash, curving this around and then in, coloring that black. And then for the pupil in the center, we're just going to draw in an oval. Now let's move up, closing off the rest of the eye, arching this down. Before we draw in the mouth, we're going to come down and draw in the hand. So we're going to come down here, arching this line around and then down. Moving below that for the second finger, we're going to curve this line down. And then again, as you move all the way down, arching this around, back in. Now from here, we're going to curve this across. And then to close off the arm, we're going to arch this line around and then out. And then we'll continue to bring this around by closing that off from the finger, bringing that down towards the bottom. And then for the wrist, let's just arch this across. Now let's draw in the rest of the mouth. So starting on the left, we're going to bring this line down towards our finger. Coming underneath, we're going to curve this around and then up on the right. For the tongue, let's bring this line down and then stepping across again, let's replicate that. Now let's draw in our face. So for the cheeks on the right hand side, we're going to bring this line around and in on the bottom. And then on the left, we'll replicate that, arching that around and down. And then for the top of the head from that corner, just curving that up. Now let's draw in our ears. So on the right, we're going to bring this line out. We'll come down on a diagonal, replicating that on the left. From that corner, we're going to curve this around and in on the side. And then again, we'll do the same on the left. Now from that corner on the top, let's arch this line in towards the side of the face, closing off that ear. And now moving up, let's draw in the horns. On the right hand side, we're going to bring this line down and then up. And then from that point, we're going to curve this around and down. On the left hand side now, let's arch this line up, down, and then back up on the side. And then again from that point, just curving this around and in. For the eyebrows now above, we're going to arch this line around and up on both sides. On the side of the face now, we're going to bring this line around and then in. And then again, one more time, making that slightly smaller, curving that up. Let's move over on the left now, arching this around, back in. And then again from that point, curving that back up towards our chin. Let's come down now and draw in the leg. So we're going to come up and we're going to arch this around, bending this at the knee, bringing this down. We're going to step across, curving this line down and in. And then to close off the foot, just arching this around and then back in. Now we're going to close off ankle by arching this over. And now let's connect the bottom of the body together. So we're going to bring this line down and then over, bringing that up. And then we're going to arch this line around and then up, closing off the torso. Let's draw in the pendant in the middle now. So we're going to bring this line up and then down on the right. And then as we come through on the left, we're going to bring this line out and then back in. Let's draw in a diagonal line on the right and the left-hand side towards our chin. And then on the side, we're going to curve this down. Now let's draw in some of the stripes. So we're going to curve this line over, stepping down, replicating that, bringing that across. Let's move up and draw in the right arm. So we're on the top here, underneath the chin, we're going to curve this down. And then this hand is going to be resting on the right leg. So we're going to bring this line up, around, and then in for our first finger. For the thumb, we're just going to connect that, curving that down and in towards our foot. Let's move across for the second finger now, arching this around, back in. And then now from here, for the top of the foot, we're going to curve this line around and out. And then we'll draw in our last finger, arching this around and then back in. Now, before we draw in the rest of the right leg, we're going to draw in the tail. So coming over for the top, we're going to curve this line around and then in. And then we're going to continue to extend this around, bringing this underneath and over. On the inside now, we're going to curve this line up and across. And then from here, we're just going to draw in two curved lines, bringing it up towards the top. So now moving up for the leg, we're going to draw in a small straight line that comes up. And then now closing off the bottom of the foot, we're going to bring this line out and back in. Moving up for the ankle, closing that off. And then from here, just two curved lines that arch in towards the top. Now let's draw on the scales on the back of the tail. So we're going to draw in a small triangle here. Let's move across, replicating that. We'll move across again. And then one more time as we come over towards our foot. And lastly, we're just going to draw in our wings. So on the left-hand side, let's arch this line up. From that point now, we're going to curve this around and down. From that point, arching this in. And then again, just curving that across. From the center now, on the left and right-hand side, we're going to arch this over and out. And then from that point, curving this in. And then on the left-hand side, curving this down. Now let's move across on the right-hand side. We're going to bring this line out. And then from that point, bringing that back around and in. Now in the middle here, we're going to draw in two curved lines, bringing that up on both sides. From that point, let's curve this across. And then we'll do the same over on the right. And that is it. That's how you draw Slurpee Sally, a Daydream critter. You can pause the video and color it the way that I have done, or you can change your colors up if you'd like. If you enjoyed today's video, please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel, and also drop a comment below suggesting any more characters that you'd love to learn to draw next. Thanks so much for joining me on today's tutorial, and I will see you all on the next one.